Hello everyone, I'm Becky Goldsmith with Piece of Cake Designs, and I want to share with you a little bit more from our book, Wool Applique, The Piece of Cake Way. Now inside the book, we tell you to always use fusible web with your felted wool applique because it does two things. It not just holds the applique shapes in place while you're doing the stitching around the edges, it also helps to keep the wool from fraying. That's absolutely true. And we found that SoftFuse Premium was the fusible product that we liked the most. But it's also true that sometimes for some projects you want to do something a little faster than using a fusible product. For those times, a glue stick can come in pretty handy. Now, not just any glue stick, even the nice glue stick from Soline that I use for other things, for my English paper piecing. I wouldn't use it on wool. It doesn't work as well. In the same way that I would not use this glue stick on English paper piecing. Now, this glue stick, what is it? This is a glue stick put out by In the Patch, and it works nicely with the wool. Let me tell you, it just does. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to work with felted wool that also comes from In the Patch. This is a really wonderful company that puts out wool that is high quality, hand-dyed, and available in an array of beautiful colors and different sizes. So I'm going to set these aside. What I'm going to demonstrate to you on today is a strawberry, much like the strawberries here that are on the strawberry pouch that's in the book. So I'm going to set this aside. I have my sandpaper board out because even when you're tracing on wool, sandpaper is good. To have a shape, you need to trace on the wool. What I have found is that I like to draw on the wool right side up with the template right side up. And I have found that using a chalk pencil is hard on the wool when I'm doing it this way. I use my Sharpie. And wool is fuzzy. You don't want to draw with the Sharpie so that it bleeds. And in fact, my Sharpie is a little dry. There we go. I got it going. I mean, I've been known to, when my Sharpie isn't cooperating, make little dots around the edge. Now I'm keeping just the tiniest little bit away from the edge of the template shape, because when I cut this out, I want to be sure and cut off that line. I don't want it to show anywhere. And see how even just the little dots, you can see where I need to cut. Today I'm using these scissors. They are Havel's brand. They're fabric scissors. They have a really nice grip. And these are good for both regular fabric and for wool. But Phyllis at In the Patch, she really likes these for wool. You know, the thing is, I've got small fingers, and this is a comfortable grip. Lorna, my daughter-in-law, who has larger hands and bigger fingers, she can't get 3 fingers in here, but it's a comfortable grip for her as well. So if you've got bigger fingers, you might want to look at these scissors. Now, they are a serrated scissor, which gives you more control as you cut. One of the things I have found out is that with a serrated scissor, only one blade is serrated, the other is smooth. When you cut, always turn it so that the serrated blade is on top, because otherwise, as you're trying to glide your scissor into position, the serration snags up on the fabric. So make sure you've grabbed your scissors correctly and carefully trim away. And these are beautiful scissors to use with the wool. I have other scissors that I also use with wool. Primarily my purple-handled Kai scissors. And I am going to be making very soon a video that compares the different kind of scissors that I carry. So you should be able to go to the scissors page and click there to pull up the video on the different kinds of scissors and what you would use them for. Now I can see that I've left a little bit of black there. I'm going to go back in a minute and trim that more carefully right here. Just like that. And right there as well. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Now this is right side up. I am going to turn the strawberry right side down on the sandboard. And I have some fabric here that I'm going to place this on. But first, I want to get some glue on it. Do I want to get the glue on it? No, not quite yet. I'm going to set that over to the side on my sandboard because I need to have this ready to position on the background fabric before I put the glue on it, right? So I'm going to put the background also on my sandpaper board because it keeps it from shifting as I position the shape. Can you tell I'm looking for my overlay, which is here. Just a second, I'm going to pause the camera while I find my overlay. I found it. It was on the floor. Okay, so I've got my overlay in position on the block, and I'm going to put that strawberry right there. So I'm going to pull this over so that you can see closely what I'm doing. I'm going to uncap the glue stick. And always put your shape on the sandpaper board before you use the glue stick, because otherwise you will have a tendency to pull the edges out of shape and fray them. And that is the downside to using a glue stick. You don't have quite as much control over what happens at the edge of your applique piece. Now I went around and got the perimeter of the shape and I added a little glue to the center. And this will stay sticky for a little while. I have not tested it to know just how long it stays sticky. So I'm going to get this in position. Just like that. And you want to be careful not to stretch the wool out of shape as you position it. That's another danger with the glue stick. You don't have the stabilizer of the fusible on the underneath side. So here I'm going to make sure everything's nice and flat and in position. And there it is. It's positioned on my background fabric. I have been known to start sewing immediately and not letting the glue dry. And it has not made my needle gummy. It might pull free from the edge a little bit more when it's dampish than if you let the glue set up and dry. It does not take long for it to dry. And once it's dry, it's not rigid, but then neither is the SoftFuse. So the choice you have when you're preparing your applique shapes to go on your block is which is better for the project you're making right then and for your mood. Sometimes for a bigger project, your mood might be to do it with the fusible web. I almost said to do it better. Depends on the outcome that you want and the way you want to work. They both work, both of these products, and I have used them both, and I can say I like them both. And I hope that you find this information helpful. And I would say compare and contrast and find the products that you like to use in your own work, and use them and have fun with it. So, may you have many happy stitches. Thanks.